Election Day saw a number of important issues for voters to vote on, from the presidential race to the Regional Transit Authority. Right here in Sterling Heights, the big issue was the Parks and Recreation millage. With 51% of the vote, the .97 mill passed for the next 20 years. Resources from the millage will construct a new community center, repair existing parks, and add new amenities throughout the city.
We've really figured out a way to try and scatter a number of great amenities into the Dodge Park area and around the city. Most of them have been in our conceptual plan for a number of years, looking at things like skate parks, finding a place for our teens to enjoy their leisure time. Splash Park has been a really hot topic over the past number of years. They're gaining popularity, and again, the amount of use that we would expect out of a splash park with all the other activities going on in Dodge Park would be tremendous.
Sterling Heights has a new ordinance on the books to protect neighborhoods from unregistered marijuana grow operations. City staff and the Sterling Heights Police Department held a press conference to discuss these changes.
Sterling Heights is a premier city and continues to be one of the safest cities in the United States. Our police department is very proactive, and as such, we will ensure that the quality of life issues that disturb the peace and tranquility of our neighborhoods are dealt with in a quick and decisive manner.
Sterling Heights Police will work with code enforcement to investigate which homes aren't going through the proper permits.
So how does code enforcement assist with the zero tolerance policy of these illegal marijuana grow operations in our residential neighborhoods? First of all, we are very proactive. We are on the lookout for additional air conditioners being installed at homes. Most homes have one air conditioners, but very few homes have 2, 3, or 4 air conditioners on the side of their house. We look for 24-hour generator operations when there is no power outages within the area. We look for interior lights, especially in the basement, that are on 24/7. We check for odors, respond to complaints about odors, and we looked for window coverings taped over the windows to block out the light.
After the press conference, we spoke to one resident on what it's like to live near a grower.
The effect that I've experienced is innocuous odor, lights glowing from the basement window, 4 air conditioners running, even in the middle of dead winter. My power every 5 minutes was kind of like a brownout. That has been corrected because DTE did take him off of my line. The odor, though, in my yard. And I'm situated in such a way that the odor gets blocked into my garage. So I smell it even when he's not venting.
So what's your reaction to today's announcement?
Well, to be honest with you, I've been working on this since I got home from Florida in April. And Sterling Heights is a premier community, and I am totally pleased with the way the administration is handling it. I've had direct contact with the whole city hall. I mean, the mayor, I've talked to Vanderpool, the city manager, Chief Berg. They have been really responsive, and I think this press conference was the best thing to let the word out to the residents, because I think there's probably more problems in the area than you realize.
Whereas it is a resident's legal right to grow marijuana for medical purposes, there are both state guidelines and city regulations that must be followed.
While the Medical Marijuana Act has effectively eliminated local government's ability to ban the cultivation of medical marijuana under certain circumstances, cities are entitled, however, to curb the negative secondary effects of the nuisance conditions that such activity has and does cause to the surrounding homes in the community. As Chief Berg mentioned, earlier this year the City Council authorized a fast-track process through a standing resolution whereby city administration is now able to seek immediate circuit court relief to abate nuisance conditions and bring properties that are not complying with the local ordinances or the state law into compliance. The goals of circuit court intervention will be to obtain appropriate court orders that will require a homeowner to abate these nuisance conditions, obtain proper medical and electrical permitting, ensure safety of adjoining residences, install air purifiers and other devices to deodorize the air and make sure that it doesn't travel across property lines, allow them to filter noxious fumes, combat the excessive noise that is attributed to multiple air conditioners, generators, and other mechanical devices that are outside the home that are supporting the grow operation.
When a grower registers with the city, they will have to go through city inspections to ensure the home is safe for future home buyers and others.
Why are we being so proactive about this, and why are we so concerned long-term that we've implemented this zero tolerance approach? Well, these kinds of operations cause extreme levels of mold and spores within the home. It can damage building materials, it can pose a threat to our first responders who breathe this inside the home without respirators, and it may put a future buyer at risk of adverse health conditions within the home. The electrical wiring may be done improperly and pose a risk of fire and electrocution. They may have rerouted water lines within the house, and there could be leaks from the hydroponic lines which damage the floors and the subfloors and the joists. Interior walls may have been removed to make larger growing spaces, causing structural issues. Holes may be cut in the ceilings to accommodate ventilation for the plants. And the price to fix all this could be astronomical, which could leave a vacant home in the city that we end up having to purchase at a tax sale and foot the bill for the cleanup and/or demolition.
A fee structure is in place for those in violation, with a first offense fine at $150, with multiple offenses costing over $1,000.
You know, it's the state law. It was passed by a vote of the people, and we have empathy for people that are sick, that use medical marijuana as a way to deal with their ailments. What really bothers me is people that use our homes as warehouses and who really go into these homes and set up these grows and really don't care about what effects it has on the community. That's what I'm most concerned about. We're going to go in and make sure that we can limit, if not completely eradicate this process.
Relief Michigan joined forces with Sterling Heights on the morning of November 5th to beautify a well-traveled corner of the city. At the corner of 17 Mile and Utica Road, volunteers gathered on a brisk autumn morning, shovels in gloved hands, with the simple goal in mind of planting a tree. Nonprofit organization Relief Michigan, with the support of DTE, partners with communities statewide to increase tree canopy.
Today we've got some trees were donated by Relief Michigan and DTE. So we're going to try to beautify the city a little bit. They donated 18 trees. We thought this area here on 17 in Utica would be a perfect spot. It's a little bare, so we thought maybe if we put some trees out, it'd beautify this area a little bit. It's something we've been working on probably for about a year or two now. We're trying to locate areas in the city, try to beautify it a little bit with some trees, and this is the first area we're going to work on.
We're doing all that we can to make sure that the city's green and continues to be green. We're planting trees wherever we can. There's a strong correlation between trees and higher property values and just a better feeling of quality of life. So that's what this is all about. We're very grateful for Relief Michigan, who donated the trees along with DTE. We have volunteers out here today, city council members helping to plant the trees, and I'm so glad to be a part of it.
The city's just continuing its commitment to make Sterling Heights a greener place. We've been a tree city for a number of years, and so we've always been committed to trees in Sterling Heights, and this is just another example.
I'm hoping that this encourages people to, consider planting a tree in their yard. Certainly, it improves the value of your property, and it certainly looks good for your neighborhood.
We're just here to help educate people about the importance of trees, and there's plenty of amazing volunteers. We didn't know we were going to have many more than 4 or 5 volunteers, but as you can see, there's got to be at least 20 people here today, so we're really happy about that.
It's pretty close to home, so I saw there was an opportunity to get involved here and just help improve or beautify the area, so I was pretty excited to come do that because it's so close to home and I could see direct impact from it if I passed by every other day or so.
I digged up some plants and plant them again. I love digging trees and planting them. I like it.
Which tree is your favorite?
Maple trees. Looks like we're done here.
Dickies Barbecue Pit is a new restaurant located on Van Dyke offering Texas-style barbecue. They recently held their ribbon cutting and SHTV cameras were on hand to capture the event. With a growing upswing for barbecue-style foods, Dickies offers premium pit smoked meats from beef brisket to sausage, as well as a plethora of delicious sides. The new restaurant, placed on Van Dyke just south of 16 Mile, is right in the heart of Sterling Heights and is a prime spot for the bustling industrial workforce. One of the many benefits of Dickies is the quick and convenient service accompanied by a relaxed family setting that everyone can enjoy. Owner Ed Wenzel is happy to bring Dickies homemade foods to Sterling Heights.
This location in Van Dyke has been open now about 5 weeks, been doing great working with the public. The local businesses have been excellent to work with. Chamber of Commerce, it was a great decision to join with them, and I'd like to see people come in, enjoy the great food, the environment. We offer Kids Eat Free every Sunday. We have holiday packages. We currently just now start adding delivery for local businesses, try to stick around lunchtime, dinner time, try to accommodate to the big three right here, our hometown. Want to make it easy for people to get food. We're here for everybody. Any complaints, problems, reach out to myself. I'm involved daily.
The Police Unity Tour is a 250-mile bike ride from New Jersey to Washington, D.C., with 2,500 police officers raising awareness and funds for the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial, with 10 of these riders coming from Macomb County. To raise funds for these costs, Lieutenant Aaron Burgess started his riding early.
Absolutely. If we can bring some awareness to the line of duty deaths of police officers and raise some funds to help the museum and the law enforcement memorial itself.
Lieutenant Burgess and 2 officers from the Shelby Township Police Department rode in front of the Sterling Heights Police Department from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. on stationary bicycles. Their ride is an estimated 180 miles.
Well, I'm estimating it'll be between 150 to 180 miles. It could be as much as 200 miles. We'll see how we're feeling. We just hit the 6-hour mark. We got another 6 to go.
Visitors stopped by the 3 riders to offer support and donations for the cause.
I believe so. I believe, particularly in Sterling Heights, that our overwhelming majority of our population supports what the police officers do on a day-to-day basis for our residents.
And that's going to wrap up this edition of Sterling Report. A quick note, if you haven't made the time yet to clean up all the leaves out of your yard, you have until November 28th when yard waste pickup ends for the season. Till next time, take care.